Okay, so now we're going to talk about a client with lower back pain, things we want to avoid. So firstly, we want to avoid any form of exercise where we're bending over, we're lifting from the ground. We want to avoid anything where people are holding weight out in front of them, puts a lot of strain on the lower back. So things like bent over rows, which we did earlier today, deadlifts, any form of compound movement like that we want to try and avoid, just to avoid that strain. Also in regards to that bending over, the same goes for stretching. Earlier today we did the leg stretch with the bending over. We'd want to avoid something like that. We'd come up with a modification in order to stretch the same muscles but without putting the strain on the lower back. Any pulling exercises, like a seated row for example, we'd want to do that in a row machine where there's a chest support, so it's more of an isolation move as opposed to a compound move, so that we're taking away the lower back strain again. Any form of squatting should be done with a fit ball between the client's back and a wall to keep that stability, keep that support for the actual exercise process, so that they can actually just focus on the muscles at hand. Any overhead exercises, pressing for example in a seated position, we definitely want to avoid that. Seated position and pressing puts a lot of strain directly down on the lower back. If we're going to do any form of overhead exercise, you want to do it from a standing position with legs bent in order for that to act as the buffer, the suspension so to speak. And as far as cardio is concerned, low impact again is probably the name of the game. Things like the cross trainer, assuming that doesn't aggravate the lower back condition, and swimming. Swimming is great because the element of buoyancy takes away pretty much all kind of pressure on the lower back. Really great for strengthening without any form of impact. So yeah, that is essentially everything that we need to talk about for a client with lower back pain.